shelves. The shelves, in my case, I created. I went to the home improvement store and this is what I purchased. The shelving, plywood material, floor flanges, and the half-inch by 12-inch pipes. And instead of getting steel pipes, I found they had PVC pipe. If they have this at your local store, this might be more economical and lighter weight than the steel pipe. You will also see I purchased a package of rubber bands. Later on in the videos, you'll see where I use these rubber bands. The largest shelf measures 24 by 24, and the next step after verifying it's 24 by 24, we're going to connect the corners to corners and find the center of the board. We're going to do the largest shelf first, but we're actually going to repeat this for the 20-inch, 16-inch, and 12-inch shelves. Using my yardstick and a pencil, I'm just connecting one corner to the other corner, draw a line, and do the opposite corner to corner, draw a line. Where those lines intersect is the center of the board. Here, after finding the center, I'm just taking a nail with a hammer and just driving it, put an indentation to make sure I retain that center location. You don't really need it here, but in future situations, that center location may come handy once you apply paint and you lose your lines. Here, repeat for the 20-inch board or shelf. The excess materials that we keep after cutting the 20-inch board and 16-inch board down, we're going to use those, so don't destroy them. This 24-inch board we're going to cut down to make our 16 by 16 shelf. I'm just writing down dimensions so that I'll remember them and don't forget them. Now it's time to cut the boards. Again, for the 24 by 24 inch, we're set, no cuts. But for the 20 by 20, we need to cut that 24 inch by 24 down to 20 inch by 20 inch. And you can cut it several ways. You can use a handsaw like I was doing there. We can use a electric jigsaw like I prefer to do. or you can use a circular table saw. Whichever tool you have convenient is the one to use. Again, save all cut off pieces. We're going to reuse them. Here we're cutting the board down to a 16 inch by 16 inch. Now we're going to use those cut off pieces that I told you to keep, and we're going to make from those pieces a 12 inch by 12 inch shelf, which will complete our topmost shelf to our village tree. From our initial cut, this piece, we end up with an 8-inch wide piece, and we're going to take that 8-inch wide piece and make it a 12-inch long piece. Also, we have a 4-inch piece that we're going to make 12 inches long, and we're going to cut that in half. And when necessary, we really don't have to cut it in half, but I just want to add some balance. We're going to cut that in half to make each piece 2 inches by 12 inches. To make this into a 12 by 12, we're just going to use some wood glue and some painter's tape or duct tape or any kind of tape you have just to hold it together while it dries. About a half hour later, I can come back in and finish defining my center and wrap it up with this piece, which is the 12 inch by 12 inch. Using the intersecting lines, now I want to establish the location of my floor flanges and their bolt holes patterns. Following the video, with each bolt hole, try to locate the line in the center of each hole. 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll be the center of your shelf, and it'll be the center of your floor flange and your stalk that goes with it. Just repeat for each shelf at this point. For my 1.5 inch hole that penetrates through each shelf, I arbitrarily located it roughly 3 inches from the center. There's nothing precise about none of these dimensions. Everything is approximate. So that's going to be my 1.5 inch hole, roughly 3 inches from the center of my board. And I'm going to do this for all 4 shelves. Now it's time to just go back and drill out these bolt holes. I'm just using a little sharp, small bit here just to center my drill bit, my larger drill bit, so it doesn't slip. But you don't have to do it, but it helps anyway. So I'm going to do all 4 bolt hole patterns for my floor flange, as well as my 1.5 inch hole for each shelf. Stay tuned for part 5 as we continue to work on this 2021 village tree. I think we're pretty close wrapping up showing you how to do this DIY village tree for the year 2021.